Alien Queen reads human soldier's diary, rendered speechless. They said the alien queen of Terrassia felt nothing. Her name was Velzanara, empress of the Flame Clans, born in fire and trained in war. Her voice silenced generals. Her glare could halt armies. No one dared speak without permission in her court. She had executed traitors with a blink and ended peace talks with a breath. But everything changed the day she found the human's diary. The war between Earth's unified forces and Terrassian Dominion had ended 6 months earlier, after a grueling 3-year conflict. As part of the fragile peace, an exchange had been arranged. One Terrassian noble would visit Earth, and one human officer would live under supervision on the royal world of Terrassia. That officer was Corporal Elias Wren. He was quiet, respectful, and never spoke unless asked. Among the alien nobles, he was considered unremarkable. To Velzanara, he was a formality, until she noticed him in the garden one morning, scribbling in a worn, leather-bound book. She had dismissed it at first, but her curiosity, rare and dangerous, took root. What did a human write about in silence? Weeks passed, and Elias continued his work, gardening, assisting with palace logistics, and writing in that same book. One evening, the queen's curiosity overwhelmed her. While he was occupied in the outer gardens, she entered his temporary quarters, unguarded and simple. There it was, resting atop his small desk, worn, faded, the corners frayed. A diary. Velzanara should have left. She was above such things. But her hand moved on its own. She opened it and began to read. Entry 17. The Queen looked at me today. Just for a second. Her eyes are terrifying and beautiful, like fire caged behind glass. I wonder if she knows what mercy feels like. Entry 25. The nobles here think I'm useless. They don't say it, but I hear it in their silence. I don't mind. I didn't come to impress anyone. I came to forget. Entry 36. Sometimes, I see her walking alone in the moonlight. She walks like she carries the weight of galaxies on her shoulders. I don't think anyone asks how she's doing. I doubt anyone dares. Entry 49. I saw her smile once. Just barely. Like a crack in armor. I think it scared me more than when she yelled at the high priest last week, because for a moment she seemed human. Entry 52. If she knew how many times I've drawn her face, gods, I'd be executed. But there's something haunting about her, like she's fighting a war no one sees, and losing. Velzanara stared at the pages in stunned silence. He had seen her. Not the throne, not the title, not the weapon. Her. She flipped through more entries, each one more vulnerable than the last. He wrote about his dreams of Earth, the comrades he had lost, the nightmares that still visited him in sleep. He wrote about the palace, the cold beauty of Terrassia, and the queen. Always the queen. Entry 61. I don't know why I keep writing about her. Maybe because she's the only thing here that feels alive. The only one who hasn't given up. The only one who still walks like every step is chosen. Entry 65. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like if she were just someone else. Not a queen, just a woman. Would she laugh? Would she sit under a tree and eat fruit with me? Would she ever let anyone hold her hand? Entry 70. It's insane. I'm a nobody. She's a queen, but I've seen her pain. And sometimes I think she's lonelier than I am. Velzanara shut the diary and stared at the wall for a long time. For the first time in years, her hands trembled. That evening, she summoned him. Elias entered the throne chamber nervously, still smelling faintly of soil and wind. He bowed low, expecting a reprimand or worse. You entered my room, didn't you? She asked coldly. He blinked. No, your majesty. Never. Then how? She trailed off. Her voice, usually cutting and precise, wavered slightly. Your book. His eyes widened. You read my diary. She said nothing. He took a breath. Do you intend to punish me? No, she said, then added softly, but I should. He looked up, meeting her gaze with quiet courage. You saw it all, then. She nodded once. Elias bowed his head. I didn't mean to offend you. Those were my thoughts. Private ones. You're a queen. I know how foolish it was to. You're not foolish. He looked up in shock. Velzenara stepped down from the dais slowly, her long dark robe whispering over the crystal floor. You're the first person to speak of me as more than a title, she said. To see beyond the ice. I wasn't trying to disrespect you, he said gently. You didn't, she whispered. You humbled me. Silence passed between them like a breeze. Then she asked, in a voice barely audible, Do you still draw me? His ears went red. Sometimes. It helps me feel less invisible. She tilted her head. You are not invisible, Elias Wren. He hesitated. I didn't think you knew my name. I knew it, she said, but I didn't see you until tonight. And then she did something that shattered centuries of legend. She stepped forward and placed her hand, delicate, clawed, trembling, over his. I have ruled armies, she whispered, but I do not know how to be seen as a woman. He smiled, small and warm. I think, he said, you just did it perfectly.